I'm Derek Joyce and I'm here with Paul and Warda, and this is I'm Not the Expert Book. This is a podcast where we discuss everything from quantum physics to the latest episode of South Park and everything in between. So grab a cup of tea, pull up a chair and join us. Welcome to part 2 of the history of teeth. The last time we left you was when we laid the revelation on you that people used to use urine for mouthwash, which is hygienic, I suppose. Nevertheless, it was piss rinse. Yeah, piss rinse. Well, ammonia.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, bleach.
Yeah. So that's why.
Bleach your teeth. I still wouldn't recommend using it. Although having said that, you'll probably find there is extracts of it in mouthwash. Now,
no, I'd say they can extract ammonia from other places than piss.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah.
New Listerine with added piss.
I'm sure that there's a market for it, though.
Yeah,
there's
you know
a market
what?
for fucking everything.
Listen, I'm not saying Listerine doesn't have piss in it, right? I'm not saying that. There's no piss in mouthwash.
Yeah.
There's no fucking mouthwash. There's no piss in mouthwash.
You'd be surprised what urine is in. It's used as an ingredient in lots of things. Well, fucking urea as opposed to urine.
My point is, they're not going to stick piss in stuff and not tell you about it.
The ingredients are printed on the back, though.
Allergens are marked in bold. Anybody who's allergic to piss is in a lot of trouble. Anyway, Pierre Fauchard did develop better practices for cleaning, straightening, strengthening and extracting, filling and overall hygiene of people's yappers.
This is the French guy, Fauchard.
Pierre Fauchard.
Fauchard.
Pierre Fauchard. He, I was looking at some of the images he did, and I was half looking at the images he did, thinking I can stick this picture up to promote this episode before it drops. Yeah. But there's none I want to drop.
No, because just some people.
Because teeth are just fucking minging. Nasty. Except for mine, because I got mine straightened. They looked like an old graveyard. They look like a new graveyard now. But he said all this, but what he did, he had really tidy looking, a retainer, I suppose you could call it, on the back of the tooth.
Right.
And there was a gold brace on the front that was attached to the one on the back through the sides, the gaps between the teeth. Right. It was all really neat. It's really fucking neat. And I mean, it's all different now because they bond the anchor to your tooth.
Yeah.
And then they brace the whole thing.
Yeah, they got screw in teeth.
Yeah.
So you can even buy bloody fake teeth on Temu now that just clip on.
That's another fucking thing I was thinking as well.
Turkey teeth.
The bling. The bling craze. Where it was, I'm sure it was the same bond they used to attach brace to
and what were they doing with diamond teeth? Are they drilling a fucking hole and putting a diamond?
No. That's just what I mean. It's the bond. No, it's not glued on. It's bond, right? They put it in, and when I can only speak about my braces when they put them on, they affix this bond on the back of this anchor to your tooth, but then they cure it with UV light.
That's right. Yeah.
So it was stuck there, and a couple of them came off, and that was down to the structure of my teeth. Not the
Logan's were the same, yeah.
It just happens, you know.
And I never had Try and Track soda.
They're fucking awful. They're awful, but I would recommend it to everybody who wants straighter teeth. It's just struggling with crooked teeth for your whole life and not even look at that person, they've got ugly teeth, that's disgusting. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the cosmetic nature of it.
No, it's the confidence.
But just the confidence, and I still do a lot to look after my teeth, brushing and hygiene.
I mean, when I was a smoker, my teeth were in an awful state, you know what I mean? And I was very conscious of it. And no amount of brushing or fucking anything could do anything with them, you know?
It's
but as soon as I stopped smoking,
it's that mental health I'm talking about. For anybody who has crooked teeth, who is thinking about braces, go and do it. Just for your mental health alone, it's worth it. Yeah. And it's worth it on so many other levels.
I mean, my gums used to turn fucking grey and everything when I was smoking. It was disgusting, you know. So I don't. They
probably receded as well.
Yeah, yeah. And within 2 or 3 months of stopping, it was gone away. Like, you know,
smoking's one of the worst fucking things
you can do. Fucking look. I don't want to be one of those, ex-smokers who turns into a mad
it's a filthy habit. No, I'm not even saying it's a filthy habit. We all know it's a fucking filthy habit, but it impacts so
many
much,
aspects of your health. Yeah.
So much, so negatively. Yeah. That they just don't talk about.
Yeah, but they're an absolute bad.
And I remember when they used to start putting images on backs of cigarette packets, lungs and all that kind of shit. But they also used to put teeth.
Yeah.
People's teeth.
Yeah. Still didn't have any effect on me when I was a smoker.
And I'm sure it had no effect. It didn't have much effect on many people. I didn't smoke when they had those images on the back of things, on the back of cigarette boxes. But the craving for a cigarette or the need to smoke would override that.
Any of that, yeah. Oh, absolutely, 100%.
The more you see it, the more desensitized you come to it, and the less impact that it has.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Exactly. But, it was a cancer scare that got me off them. That was it. Lucky enough I was negative, but that was enough to get me off them. But it was always going to take something like that, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was lucky I dodged a bullet. But
dodged a fucking train, buddy.
Dodged a train. You're fucking right, man. You're right.
Yeah.
But anyway, we digress.
Anyway, Fouchard was one of the first people to put in writing that sugar caused tooth decay. And this was in the 17th century.
See,
up until that point, it would have taken the mind of somebody to put two and two together.
See, I kind of don't mean I refute it. I know the science is there, and it does cause tooth decay. There's no, but there has to be other factors there, because I would have a relatively sweet taste, right? I like a cake. I like it, I drink Lucozade like it's going out of fucking fashion, right? And like I said earlier, I've never had a filling, and I don't particularly look after my teeth very well. Like, I brush, obviously, but that's about it, like. And I've never had a filling. It just seems fucking bizarre, like.
Yeah, but your base of reference is very narrow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I'm probably the exception to the rule. But there's obviously something genetic there that's, I do remember actually every dentist I've ever been to saying you've got amazingly strong teeth, or you've got,
If you have amazingly strong teeth, you should be fucking looking after them.
I know I should, yeah.
And if nothing else comes from this episode, you should start looking after your teeth.
Maybe I should, yeah.
People don't have amazingly strong teeth.
Yeah.
And would hopefully listening to this, sit there and going, I'd love to have a set of fucking yappers.
I know, yeah.
So...
someone very close to me would be very much like that,
So fucking look after your fucking teeth.
Yeah, but see, it's probably easy to not look after your teeth when you can take them for granted,
When they're not there, you'll miss them.
I know.
Fucking look after them. Like when before my teeth were straightened, I fucking hated them. And I'd be sitting in my hygienist's chair, and I'd be feeling sorry for her, because she was crawling around my mouth, scraping off all the plaque or whatever it was, because she had to fucking crawl around these things. And she was feeling sorry for me because I had to sit there so long while she scraped away
all this plaque.
And both of us are feeling sorry for each other. Obviously, we didn't.
Well, she chose that career, It obviously doesn't bother her.
She's amazing. She is amazing. And I talked to her. She was talking to me about my career in animation one day, and I said, "Why dentistry?" And she said, when I was 5, I went to the dentist, and she said, and I was enthralled. And she was like, that was it. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, class.
And which is brilliant. And that's a calling. And for someone to love what they do, there's that whole cliche that you'll never work it out if you love what you do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Comes in. But that's her. Look it up in the dictionary.
You know,
and her
it's
picture
actually
should be
funny
underneath.
because you say that, like, when I was about that age or a little bit older, I think I've mentioned this before, and I've definitely mentioned it to you, Del. I might have mentioned it on the show. One of the girls in school, her dad was an animator in Don Blue Studios, and he came in and he was drawing all the characters from All Dogs Go to Heaven on the board for us, and he couldn't tell us anything about them or anything about the movie. It was all very much under wraps.
Where usually is, yeah.
But he was drawing it for us and stuff. And from that day, all I wanted to do was animation. And I never did. I never went and done it. And I'm fucking so glad now I didn't, because I know as an adult with ADHD, I'd have never had the focus or the patience required. Not a fucking hope in hell would I have, you know. So I'm glad I didn't. Like, I don't regret not doing it, but that was me one. And for years, I went to art college after fucking school, you know what I mean, and stuff. I didn't go to animation college because I didn't get in. My portfolio wasn't strong enough. So I done a couple of years portfolio course, and you know the plan was to then reapply to animation, but I actually discovered Photoshop and design and graphics while doing that, and that's kind of where I went. I got a job in a graphic design studio and stuff, and I haven't looked back. But yeah, animation was the plan, like. But no, I definitely wouldn't have the temperament for it, though. I know now I wouldn't have. Not a hope.
If I hadn't done, well, we've spoken about this before, if I hadn't done animation, I would have been a volcanologist.
Yes. You're mad for your volcanoes and your earthquakes.
Yeah, love all that stuff.
That's cool.
But I would love to be an archaeologist or an
that is something I've 3 dream careers, Del. Archaeologist, sports journalist, animator.
I'd love to understand math enough to be a cosmologist or a physicist. Like, there's so much I'd love to do.
Yeah.
So much I'd love to do.
But archaeology was one that I've always been interested in, definitely. So yeah, we're definitely going to do something on Egypt. 100%.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Might start doing my research for that straight away. There's a few other ones I want to do as well. So I have a list. We have loads of episodes coming up, folks.
Anyway, Fouchard said, "Stop eating sugar, you fucking idiots."
How did we get from sugar to there? Jesus.
I know. There was also a practice around that time of using gunpowder to clean teeth.
Jesus Christ.
But doing it by lamplight or candlelight is probably really fucking dangerous.
Gives a whole new meaning to mind blowing.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where he goes in. He's made a mess of Lisa's room, and he's like, "All right, honey, no, we'll tidy it up." And he walks in, he looks at the destruction they've caused, and he's like, "It's going to take an awful lot of explosives to tidy this up." It's fucking bad.
That's what
gunpowder with your.
Hang on, before we move on from there, you're talking about the fucking Simpsons. I referenced the South Park episode earlier, and I never got to mention what I was talking about.
Oh, right, sorry.
Do you ever see the episode where they have the 2 groups of chimps?
Yeah.
And they give one of them, am I right in saying...
Give this group a lot of money.
Yeah. And they basically start having hewers and fucking drugs and cigars.
And it was all about how
hoarding
money,
all the fucking bananas, and the other group are starving.
How money corrupts absolutely people. Or something like that. Yeah. And we're going to give this group of monkeys a lot of money. That's
what immediately popped into my head when you said the fucking
Hyrax.
The Hyraxes were split into 2 groups. Yeah.
Going to split them into 2 groups and give this group a lot of money. Fucking hilarious. Brilliant. Anyway, there were porcelain fillings, and we're going to get on to Washington's wooden teeth.
Yeah, which you disappointed me
immediately shot down.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, well, I went in with that preconception, and then I was immediately shot down as well.
Oh, well.
Anyway, there were porcelain fillings, but porcelain fillings had the habit of killing the tooth that they filled.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that mad? Resulting in the tooth needing to be pulled anyway.
I also wondered why they didn't use porcelain, because it's enamel, you know.
It's a similar
so
colour. Yeah, whatever it was, but whatever it was. And it got to the stage where there was something, like my front teeth here, they are composites. I don't have that perfect straight across smile.
Right.
But because my teeth spent so close to 50 years being all over the shop when they did get aligned, they were no longer back and forward.
So
but they were up and down.
But they look okay though.
So they were composites. They look okay. They look great. They were composites, and my dentist put in composites, and he's saying he'd rather build onto the teeth that were there than file them down and build something on them.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what percentage is tooth and what percentage is composite, but
you can't tell
it's
the
seamless.
difference.
Even looking in the mirror, when I was looking in the mirror afterwards, I just couldn't see where it joined. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, porcelain fillings killed the tooth that they were filling, resulting in the tooth needing to be pulled anyway, possibly being replaced with ivory. George Washington didn't have wooden teeth, contrary to popular belief.
Okay, so what did he have? Or just normal teeth?
His teeth were made from a combo of his own teeth, cow's teeth.
It's even worse.
And hippo ivory.
Oh, Jesus.
So we're back to the fucking rose water, lavender, piss rinse, cuttlefish. It obviously, with you telling me where cuttlefish would have come from, there was obviously a reason that they chose these things for the teeth.
Yeah, well, they look like teeth, I suppose. That's,
Yeah, and that would have been the first. Cosmetic would have been the first thing they went to. But George Washington's teeth, they sat in a brace.
Right.
And they didn't fit very well.
Yeah.
So I think, I read it was to prop up his mouth. If you've ever seen somebody's, but go on Google if you don't know, if you can't picture it in your head, and Google somebody smiling, mouth closed, with no teeth. There's a different form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not telling you go and Google the big vacant space where teeth used to be.
No, well, you can see it even with the mouth closed.
Yeah, with the mouth closed, it's a bunched kind of thing. Yeah. So it would have been, for George Washington, it would have been something similar to that he needed to have these in. I'm not sure.
It's almost reconstructive, like.
For photo op, they would have been there, but I'm not sure how much he would have had them. They had that. Stand still for 45 minutes.
Not in the 1700s, they didn't dare.
Would they not?
No.
When did they start?
Well into the 1800s.
Okay, maybe I'm a century early.
Yeah. But for paintings, Dale, for posing for paintings.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Meeting
public appearances and stuff.
Or meeting other leaders or whatever the fuck it was. But what I'm trying to get is, I'm not sure how much he would have had them in on a day-to-day, sitting in the Oval Office, doing his paperwork or whatever the fuck it is they do. Yeah.
And did he have any teeth? Like, were they?
Well, what I read was it was a combination of his teeth, cow's teeth, and hippos.
Yeah, so ivory. They were like dentures,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So and they were saying it would have been a very unsubtle brace. That you put in your fucking mouth. And when I got measured for retainers, because I have to wear retainers because I have my teeth straightened, because my teeth just want to go back to their...
I know, yeah. Logan's did that.
The dentist, they put in this mould, and they take a mould of your teeth, and that's where your brace comes from. But obviously the thing that moulds around your teeth has to sit in a cradle.
Yeah.
So they put an even bigger one in, and I can only imagine George Washington's teeth in that brace was like that, because it's a really uncomfortable.
Before they cut it down,
Jaws out of fucking James Bond.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
That's all I can think. Yes. The cheeks kind of puffing out.
Yeah.
Distorting the face, basically.
It's like a boxer wearing a mouth guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or people with their fake Temu clip-ons.
Or with their or fucking people with their grill. Isn't that what it is? The bling grill.
The bling grill, yeah.
Stupid shit.
Yeah. Look, it's other people's culture. It's not ours. Whatever.
It's not other people's culture, isn't it? It's just a fucking, I'm rich.
Yeah.
Here's my...
It tends to be kind of, African-American rappers and rap fans.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. So his teeth were all in a brace that ill-fitted his mouth and would have, we're surmising, only be used for ceremonial pose for a painting, meet dignitaries.
Campaign rallies.
Yeah, that kind of crack. Yeah. Look at the president with his great teeth. His hippo teeth. So before porcelain was perfected as a material, so eventually they did.
They did get porcelain.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have been, see that cup over there, break it and jam a bit of it in here.
It in there.
Yeah. There's fossil records going back way to the beginning where teeth were tapped into the jawbone.
Okay.
And it was the tooth of the person wasn't the tooth they were born with.
Right.
So fucking someone else.
Someone else's tooth.
Yeah.
Use it to fill a gap like.
Yeah, do you ever see How to Train Your Dragon?
I haven't actually, believe it or not.
Great film.
Yeah,
I'm not interested in the live action bit.
No, I haven't seen any of them.
But the cartoon is a great thing. But you know me and my cartoons.
Yeah, no, but I have heard great things about it. I just assumed it was a kids movie, but
there's
it seems
a character in it, and he's got a false tooth that needs constant tapping back in. And it's supposed to be light relief. Look at that.
But it's what they used to do.
Grossed me out all the fucking time. Every time I saw it, I was like, Jesus Christ, lads, could you not fucking give him an eyebrow ring or a fucking whatever, reaffixing the horn on his hat that they didn't wear. But here he's tapping a fucking tooth back into his jaw, and it's like, Jesus. And you just watch it holding your jaw.
It give you the
fucking awful. But before porcelain was perfected as a material, falsies were made from teeth of dead soldiers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Yeah.
When a battle would take place and you've got people going around the field checking for survivors and getting them medical attention and all that kind of thing, you'd have people checking the dead people and extracting their teeth, which were then sold overseas in the country that they were killed in.
Yeah.
But they were sold internationally on ships. There were teeth.
Barrels of teeth. I've heard
Barrels of teeth sold to what was now an occupation.
Because that mentioned in the Irish Rover, I think, isn't it?
No.
Where they go through all the stuff that's in the hole.
But they don't say it's fucking teeth.
I'm sure there's a mention of barrel of teeth. I've heard of it somewhere. I've definitely heard of it somewhere.
I was surprised to read that they did it by the barload internationally. I was like, what the fuck?
Nuts, isn't it?
So, and it's gruesome. What are you? I'm a tooth puller. Oh, so you extract teeth only from dead people?
Only from dead soldiers for profit.
Yeah, fucking mental.
Capitalism. Can't beat it. They take the tooth out of your head.
And as
literally.
Yeah. They rub your teeth.
That's probably where that saying comes from.
Don't yawn without covering your mouth because some cunt will run up and rub your teeth.
That's probably where that comes from.
Yeah, could be. But
they take the tooth
so
out of your head.
as time went on, tooth pullers travelled the country of whatever country
was that war
was needed. No, not a war, because they all were. Yeah. But generally, they'd travel the country, and tooth puller pulling into town. Anybody need any extractions?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant fucking.
So it was an industry. Sorry. It was an industry, and it was some of them were just charlatans, fucking charlatans.
Fucking anyone with pliers.
Exactly, and it's where charlatan emerged as a word.
Right.
Isn't that mental?
Comes from this.
Came from people travelling around the country without the inverted commas training. Expertise to be able to pull teeth.
Wow.
So they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They rocked up and it'll cost you sixpence to have your fucking tooth pulled or whatever the fuck it is. And they just did it. Jesus. They knee on your chest, yoink.
I think I've seen that in Western movies and stuff actually, yeah.
What? The fact that they just kind of travel?
Yeah, the guy that rocks up and pulls out teeth. Yeah,
sure, you know, and it wasn't licked off a rock.
No.
Yeah, so it fucking came from somewhere. Yeah. In 1892, toothpaste was put into the first tube shape that we'd recognised. In 1892.
Same year Liverpool Football Club was founded.
Okay.
There you go.
1878, if you know your history.
Well, for Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were there first. We kicked you out.
That's right. Yeah. No, we just left. Anyway, toothpaste manufactured was now put in tubes, and it would never, after this point, be piss rinse based again.
Okay. Until Listerine start putting it in the mouth.
Until what?
Listerine start putting it in the
Listerine
mouth.
don't, people.
We're going to get fucking sued.
You're going to get fucking sued.
I'm to be very, very clear. Yeah. There is no evidence that any of the well-known brands of mouthwash contain urine.
No, not that.
I just said it wouldn't be surprising.
No, they don't.
And it would, of course, have to be listed in the ingredients on the back of it. So go look.
For pain relief, which was painfully inadequate, tooth pullers and dentists
use whiskey.
Use opium,
okay,
cocoa leaves,
alcohol,
and hashish, and also cocaine.
Yeah, well, cocoa leaves.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But all of these things dull the senses more than anaesthetise.
Yeah, well, opium will be a painkiller, but the rest of them, yeah, wouldn't really be.
That's affecting your brain.
Yeah, it's a psychological.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a local thing.
Yeah.
There was
kind of getting into the
up until that point. Up until that point, there was zero painkilling. It was just an ordeal. If you had a tooth, you had to get it seen to.
I'm sure you suffered for as long as you could with it before you got it.
Oh, yeah, it's not like, need to get this thing out. Mm-hmm. It's fuck that. So there was no painkilling. And it wasn't until the late 19th century that anaesthesia advancements were made. Local, sedation and general.
Yeah.
You know, and I looked up local, sedation and general, and in those three categories, there's another drop-down menu of all these. There's Novocaine and fucking whatever. But I didn't look them up because they're all this chemistry stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just not me. That's not my branch of science that I like.
No, you're more physics.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's all about preventative care as opposed to reactive treatment. And that's what I'm saying about my hygienist. And she's fucking brilliant. I knew my wisdom teeth came in very late in life. After I was 40, and she would constantly tell me, you need to look after this, you need to look after that, and that was the preventative care. And then I would go and do it, and then we were just saying earlier this year, I was having a chat to her and she was like, how are your teeth, are they sensitive? And I was like, yes, they still are, because I've got mad sensitive teeth.
Right.
And she said, I said, and this one down here, like I had a dull ache all winter and it was because of the cold. And she was like, that will happen to some people during the winter. And I said, and it's receded now that we're out of winter, but it hasn't gone away. And she said, I'm going to book you in for an early checkup on my yearly general health checkup. Yeah. Just to see what's up. And she knew what was up. Booked me and said, I'm going to refer you to this periodontist down the road that I went with the McToothpull. And that's where it all happened. And it all happened so fast. But it's preventative care. It's not yank it out because it's gone black and it's causing pain.
It's kind of weight.
It's not reactive. Yeah. So it's all so much better. And it's all MRIs. And x-rays, because they took an x-ray of me and my regular dentist. Then when I went down to the Wisdom McToothpull, he said, I want to do an MRI so we can look around. So I went and sat down and got an MRI done.
Cool.
And the second opinion comes in, and they talk to you. Everything is through you.
Yeah.
They talk to you about everything. And I don't know if that's the Hippocratic Oath, the way it's evolved, but they talk to you about everything. And this is what we need to do. And we're not telling you need to get this done, but we're going to tell you, if you don't get this done, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. And this is your future if you do not take measures. Yeah. So it's fucking great.
This was all down to your sideways wisdom tooth, was it?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Sideways wisdom tooth fucked up the
rest of your jaw, basically.
The tooth beside it. The root of the tooth beside it. And so that needed to go. and the wisdom tooth, sideways wisdom tooth, is still there because...
Oh, they actually left that there, did they?
Oh, it's still there because there's a channel that runs down inside your jaw, and that's where your nerves go.
Yeah.
One to your tongue and one to your bottom lip.
Right.
And there's such a small space between the tooth and that channel.
Yeah.
That if they take it out and they don't need to, I risk damage to that nerve.
Yeah. Jesus.
So if they can leave it there, they leave it there. And I was saying to them, if it needs to go, it needs to go. And they were saying, well, we'll see if it needs to go and we'll keep our eye on it, but we want to leave it there for now. And I was like, fine, you know what you're doing, let's go for it. And then that's what I did. And it was fucking great.
Cool.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was, anyway, listen, let me tie all this up.
Yeah.
So you get MRIs and all that kind of shit. And a trip to the dentist in the 21st century is a relatively harmless affair. And when you go in and you lie in the chair, even if you hate dentists, admire and be thankful for the fucking
that you were born in this century.
The sterile equipment around you and the specific, the procedure specific equipment around you.
All the torture tools, yeah.
And call them, inverted commas, torture tools, but acknowledge the fact that you're not running the risk of death by going to the dentist. Sepsis.
And all that kind of stuff, yeah.
Fucking when London started, when London became a big cosmopolitan place, even though, before internationality and all that kind of thing, and they started listing deaths of people in the city just to keep a census account of the population.
Yeah.
Every year, in the top 5 or 6 of how people died, dentistry was listed.
Jesus.
Just people going to the dentist and
not
dying.
Out. Jesus Christ.
And it would have been sepsis or some other blood disorder or
bleeding out.
Bleeding out or whatever the fuck it was, but they just fucking died.
Fuck.
Massive complications or infections afterwards. And they were commonly cited as the reason. Had a toothache last week, get braid next week.
So just be grateful that you're born.
Yeah, so when
that you live in the 21st century. Yeah.
It's a great time to be a patient of a dentist. Yeah. And dentists are fucking amazing. And when I was growing up, someone told me that there was a very high suicide rate of dentists.
Wow.
Among dentists. Dentists were hated.
Yeah.
When I was a kid going to the dentist, I was lying in the chair and I was old enough to lie there with my mouth open and follow instructions. And I was young enough for my ma to be present to speak to the dentist. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't the adult. And I remember lying there with my mouth open and I was down to get checked out if I needed braces or not. And I was sitting there going, not braces, not braces, not braces, not braces, not braces. And the dentist says he's going to need braces. And I went, fuck. Not train tracks, not train tracks, not train tracks, not train tracks, not train tracks. And he said to my man, and they're going to be big orthodontics. They're going to be the train tracks. And I wished death on them. They were hated. Fucking hated. I've a friend.
I never had that experience.
I had a friend who, I didn't get the braces when I was a kid. I slipped through the cracks. And I was a borderline case. I slipped through the cracks and I grew up with teeth all fucked up until I got them straight. I have a friend who had braces and got braces when he was a kid. And he said, when I went to school, I had these train tracks on. And they had no brace across them. They were just train tracks attached to my teeth.
Yeah.
And he said, when I went home from school, I had to put a head brace on. And it came down and into the sides of my mouth.
Yeah.
And you screw it into the thing.
Yeah.
And it holds you. And like...
Yeah, my cousin Robbie had to have one of those.
He didn't have pearly whites. Like when I was talking to him. And he was
That's
like...
That's more for an overbite though. That thing is for an overbite.
Regardless, he said it was horrible. It was a leather strap across your forehead. And it was...
Wires.
4 poles.
Oh, yeah, no.
On a shoulder brace. On a shoulder brace. That sat your shoulder really and your heads held them together.
Yeah.
And then it went to your mouth and it held everything together like that. And he said it was fucking torture.
Oh, I can imagine.
Awful. And then he would take it off before he went to school the next day. He'd go to school, he'd come home, brace back on.
Into it. Jesus.
And he didn't tell me for how long he had it.
I think I'd rather have crooked teeth.
But
to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, but anyway, and I'm sure it wasn't cheap. Next time you're in the dentist, admire everything about them. Their bedside manner is fantastic.
Just hoping it won't be a next time.
Consummate professionals. And visit your dentist and love them. It's well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Your dentist is your friend.
Yeah. Appreciate them, because dentistry has come on leaps and bounds from where it was. Anyway, listen. See you next week.
See you next week.